Hello everybody, my name is Kenneth and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be diving into part 3 of my Simula Wakas album reaction. Um, as I said in part 2, there wasn't really technically a part 1 as I did the music video for Damn and Time as separate videos. In the last video, in part 2, I did 8-Ton Ball and Quit. So in this video, we will be doing Shooting for the Stars, which has a lyric video, as well as Dungka, which has a music video. I did hear something about Shooting for the Stars going into it, that this was potentially a song from the Pag to Tag era. However, it was, I can't remember exactly what, but it was not felt right to release it then. So it's being released, it's been released here. I will, in the cards above, put my Damn reaction, my Time reaction, as well as the part 2 Simula Wakas reaction with 8-Ton Ball and Quit in there. As I always say, this is a reaction video. This is not the original content. If you want the original content, I recommend you going and supporting the original content. Pause warning. I am a pauser. I pause a lot. As I always say, I am autistic, and pausing helps me to process my thoughts. And be able to kind of say them as I have them. I'm not someone even in a non-reaction situation where I'm not someone that even in one of those situations that I can just keep my thoughts until the end. Um, I have to say them as I have them. So if that's okay with you, then join me in this reaction. If that's not for you, that's fine. I'm sure there are many other SB19 reactors and reactors in general that you will vibe more with. But I have waffled and I have waffled. So we are now going to get into Shooting for the Stars first, and then Dungka. So let's go. Before we get into this, I just remembered I did look up August Rigo before starting to shoot this video. I only did like a quick little read, but he's Canadian Filipino, I think. Um, I don't know much about him, but I just did a little quick read up about him. Apparently, he was inspired to get into music seeing Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, um, which is pretty good song for you to be inspired to go into music with. So yeah, let's go. He says as the button doesn't work.
Staring up at the sky, yeah, when I'm reaching out, I can feel it. Feeling like I can fly, yeah, and I'm calling out of my spirit. I saw the light in the distance. I found the one in a million.
Already, there is a difference in the way that this song comes across. There's already themes that SB19 have explored both as a group and in solo endeavors. Particularly, I would say Pablo, Ken, and Josh so far. Um, Beautiful start from Josh. That sounded like Josh there as well. Um, but already there is a shift, a change in the way that this comes across, even though it's an SB19 song, because um, it's not a Pablo song, or it's not a Josh, Ken, a Justin song. The way it's been put together already, we're only 18 seconds in, it feels different. Um, and I'm already noticing, I feel like, differences in the way that August Rigo, sorry, um, I got my G and my C confused there for a second. The way he explores music, um, you've got this kind of almost drum-led accompaniment. Like there is like a synth beneath it, but it feels like the drum is the most important part of the accompaniment after the vocals. So if you were like prioritizing it, it'd be that second kind of thing, and then everything else. And we've got this just in the way that it sounds. If I remember rightly, it's kind of like a. Hang on a second. Yeah, it's kind of like a kind of rhythm, almost like a marching band. Obviously, I feel like one of the most important parts of a marching band would be that drum beat, because you're keeping time for everyone else and keeping everyone, even if it's not necessarily the loudest thing in that kind of accompaniment, it is the most important because it's that rhythm. It's keeping the movement of whatever piece you're playing, or in this case, whatever song is playing, in time. Um, and I like that we're getting hopeful lyrics. Obviously, with the title being "Shooting for the Stars," and you guys were telling me it's a positive song. It's not going to make you cry. I was expecting a more positive song, um, but just that we're getting a few of these lyrics here. Like I saw the light in the distance, and with the lyrics from the bit that I just doubled back from. Not this part. But when the scene changes. So I like that we are getting this uplift again from how obviously the previous song was Quit. I like that we're building back up to um, a more positive emotional ground. I talked about that a lot in the last video about how the pacing of the album so far has been, the mini album so far has been very well put together.
I held on to my sanity cause I really thought I might lose it. Got a hold of my destiny when I realized I could choose it. I found my way.
Interesting as well, the vocal melody seems to match that drum beat. So not only is it keeping time and kind of controlling it, it is literally the foundation of the song. Da 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 da. It's the foundation of everything. Um, I love this. I love this lyric here. I got to hold of my destiny. Hang on. Sorry, one second.
I held on to my sanity cause I really thought I might lose it. Got a hold of my destiny.
I think that's a typo because that sounds like he says got a hold, which would also make more sense. Anyway, another point. But I like the uplift of realizing that their futures, their lives are in their controls and not subject to some other thing that could kind of give them an excuse to not push forward and not find ways to move forward. And again, it works perfectly with the story of SB19. The the videos, forgive me, Solar Evangelista, I think your name is. You gave me the links to the translated videos that were done for the by the members for this, and I remember watching Stell's particularly talking about the times when he was worried that things were not going well and stuff. Obviously, massively oversimplifying, but I feel like that was a really good point for this song. And it shows kind of a universality between artists because, like, while Pablo could write this and say something similar, or any of the other members also could, the fact that we've got someone outside of the group that is saying the same thing, maybe from his perspective, or maybe he is writing with SB19 in mind, you still have that kind of suggestion of universality where we all feel this, not just artists, but perhaps in more of an artist context for this. Um, and so it's very it's very interesting. I like that we started with Josh and we went into Justin, and then I think we were about to get Ken taking over. Apologies if I'm wrong there for a second. The interesting dynamics here um, throughout this album, not just this song, um, of who follows whom, has been really interesting at creating tone. And it's going to be interesting when, obviously, this song, potentially from Tag era, um, maybe even recorded during that era, um, it's going to be interesting seeing how someone who's not Pablo or a member of the group is going to handle all of this. They're definitely doing it. They're definitely. He's definitely doing. August is definitely doing a good job of using their voices to build up so far. So I'm excited to see how it continues.
My sanity, cause I really thought I might lose it. Got a hold of my destiny when I realized I could choose it. I found my way when I found my wavelength. I found my strength inside, yeah, you know.
I love that. I really wish that the skip buttons on YouTube were a lot less skippy, because I can do this, but it takes a really long time to just press like frame by frame. I found my way when I found my wavelength. I feel like that's one thing of like knowing yourself, but two, it's finding your people. And I think SB19, the members have all found their wavelength in each other. They've all found their um, complementary personalities and what's the word I'm trying to think of? Talent as well. They all bounce off of each other really well. I love that we're getting Ken's higher register here, especially building off of Justin, because when you think of kind of what we've been going off so far, we kind of went Josh, Justin, now Ken, and it's interesting that we're exploring his higher register here, because usually he's much more, especially in like in Quit, for instance, he's much more lower, uses lower registers, uses his lower registers to prove the points of his lyrics and emphasize them. And so it makes sense here that he's using a lighter register, a lighter tone, especially because of the lyrics being so positive sounding. Having that lightness just helps, again, emphasize it, but in a different way than his lower registers might have done. I love this though.
Found my way when I found my wavelength. I found my strength inside.
I'm trying to work out if his rhythm is matching. I think it's the same. It feels slower though, so I'm not sure. It might be a beat off or something, which works.
I found my strength inside, yeah,
I like that.
My dreams at night stay till I wake. I stay in my bag all day. Found my direction, only way up, up. I'll be shooting for.
I love that. That almost had me questioning who that was. Because it started and I was like, oh, Pablo. And then I quickly realized, no, it's Stell. And then throughout that entire little section, I'm like, is it? is, and then there was a moment. I think it was this lyric here. Yeah, the way he says up, the way he says that, he has such a unique, like, to me it's like if you hear that, the way he performed that, you know it's Stell. And that was the thing that like cemented it, like, because I was constantly like, I was like, are they blending the voices together? Are they doing, something like that, like some wizardry there? And then it was there with the up that really kind of was like, oh, this is Stell. I am confused at the lyrics here. My dreams at so hang on. So my dreams at night stay till I awake. I stay in my bag all day. Only way up. So I'm assuming that literally means like money, right? Like I got my bag kind of thing. Which makes sense. It's so interesting because the texture of Stell's voice here is so not somber, soft. Sorry, it's so soft and nonchalant. I was blending the two, and it was somehow coming out as somber there. But it's so soft and nonchalant that it almost feels like he isn't singing that, because it feels like, for instance, if we take 8 Ton Ball kind of thing, when we had similar types of lyrics, there was almost like an aggression to the lyrics, that kind of was like in your face, kind of like, whereas this, it almost has this kind of quality to it where you're looking at it and you're listening to it, and it's almost like he's not thinking about what he's saying, because he's just going with the flow. And it's almost a flex in itself that he's just going with the flow and just like, yeah, I got my bag. Although, on the way up, everything's. It's almost like he's just drifting, which is very interesting. Very interesting. Oops, sorry. Oh, I like that riff. First of all, Justin, with your little smirk, I see you. Just because I'm looking at the lyrics doesn't mean I don't see you smirking. Firstly, na 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 na. I love that little riff at the end of those lines. It almost works as kind of creating like a loop for the next line to take over. And then we have Ken taking over again, and it says higher register. And there's still some characteristics of his lower register that he's putting into his higher register. But I'm so surprised. I am, in a good way, don't get me wrong, but I'm just so surprised at the way that this song is coming together. I'm gonna listen to this again. I love the choral, the choral harmonies in the background almost. I say almost because I can't tell if they actually are choral style and they've just been turned down a little bit just to be there but lessen their impact, or if it's just a regular kind of style of harmony where it's not like a big group of people and it's just like 1 or 2 people or something. I'm surprised at this. I love this. The the way that the beat has now come in, it almost feels like one of those songs that you get like at the pivotal like happy moment in in a film, like where the main character realizes everything's going to be okay, all is well, you know, the sun's out, everything that goes wrong is going wrong to everyone else, and you're just like walking down Main Street just fine as, I don't know, like all of the world is falling apart. And that that's the vibe it's giving me. I love that, again, even though this is a lyric video, we have Justin here playing to the camera. Like, it would be very easy for these shots to just be static shots of him walking around this wooded forest. Is there any other type of forest? This wood slash forest, I'll say instead. But I love that we have him playing off of the camera here. Such a funky little synth in the chords there. Love that. Perfect way to ground us back into that verse. We've been at the high of the stars, and now it's time to ground us again. And what better way to ground us than literally ground us in Ken's lower register there. Perfect. Looking up at the sun and I am charging up for my journey.
I've been down and up, but I'm hustling, so I ain't worried. I see the light in the distance. I ain't never gonna stop, no, not until I'm on top.
I love that harmony. The way we went from Ken, not Ken. I'm still thinking about Ken, the transition there, and Ken in the core. The way we went from Justin there, I'm fine. And then we went into Josh. We had this full like harmony around him and around his vocal. Again, I don't know if it's members or if it's session singers that they've got for the song, because, you know, obviously with this being written and produced and everything by someone else, the song could have come kind of ready-made almost, with just the members needing their lyrics to and their vocal lines to be added, if that makes sense. I don't know if it was a case of it was that, or if they were kind of doing it on the fly, like when they would go in the recording, they'd record all of these other stuff together or anything like that. If anyone knows, please let me know. I'm fascinated by this.
But I'm hustling, so I ain't worried. I see the light.
My first thought when I heard that lyric about hustling, I'm not worried, blah, 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 paraphrasing just to make my point here really quickly. I said this in the part two, as I'm calling it, giving control to someone else for your musical baby, which kind of SB19, when you think of Pablo as the leader, it's kind of his musical baby at this point, because a lot, if not all of the songs have his heavy involvement in it. I feel like it's so ironic that my first thought is, were you not worried about this? I'm sure he wasn't, because I'm sure he trusts August, but name is August, right? Sorry, I'm having, yeah, August. I had this thing where I'm just like, oh God, is it his name? Is it their name? But I was like, are you really sure? Are you really not worried? Are you really, you know, putting your baby in someone else's hands? But I just thought that was funny.
Light in the distance. I ain't never gonna stop, no, not until I'm on top.
I think that might just be Josh and Ken.
Stay till awake. I stay in my bed all day. Found my direction, only way up.
Yeah, like there, for instance. So I've got another point about the bag that I just thought of, but there, when Stell says up, he almost puts a U in it, not U, a Y. So instead of, so obviously way up, the Y is from there. but Pablo separates them. So it's only way up. It's do do do. I'm singing like that just to kind of separate it out. Whereas did I say Pablo? I meant Pablo for that. If I got confused. With Stel, he does this more legato trick, shall we say? Not trick, but you know what I mean. He employs legato, but he does it more on the way up transition, if you like, than with the word only to way, because it becomes way up, way up. So it's almost like it's almost like he's adding an extra y to the word up, making it yup, even though it's not yup. And I feel like that's something he does unique to him in the group. Not just in this moment, but like he does it in other ways, in other verses and lines and stuff. And so yeah, I wanted to hear how Pablo delivered that line just to kind of confirm it. But yeah, back to the bag line. There's almost a feeling of staying in your own lane. So when I was saying earlier about drifting, it's less maybe drifting and more almost staying in place. If that, which is odd when you think of shooting for the stars. It's almost that I'm letting the world go by and I'm moving up my pace. You know, I work my own way kind of thing.
Found my direction, only way up.
It all sounds so good. I'm not surprised, but
I've been shooting for the stars, aiming high. The universe is ours, yours and mine. Hop up on this rocket, nothing's gonna stop it. No, shooting for the stars, aiming.
is that Justin?
Rocket, nothing's gonna stop it. No, shooting.
That has to be Justin, right? That doesn't sound like... That definitely doesn't sound like Ken. Doesn't sound like Pablo, unless he's really softening his voice. That has to be Justin, right?
Hop up on this rocket, nothing's gonna
Yeah, it has to be.
no, shooting for the stars, aiming high.
Now we're Pablo.
Ready, aim, fire, shoot.
I love it.
Ready, aim, fire, shoot. Hop up on this rocket, nothing's gonna stop it. No, shooting for the stars, aiming high.
I love it.
The stars, ain't no stars.
Beautiful setup. Oh, setup.
I wanna take you into the night.
Ooh, the way he went from Pablo went from full voice to really soft with the night. Oh,
I wanna take you into the night. Over
that.
the moon, basking in twilight.
oh.
I've been shooting for the stars, aiming high. The universe is ours, yours and mine.
I love that we've gone from literally the height of the chorus, we've taken it down, and we've simplified it. Instead of that high, we have just a straight time, kind of almost straight tone, very little variation in the notes, which really works when we've stripped it back for this section. Ah,
The universe is ours, yours and mine. Hop up
I
on
love
this
that.
rocket, nothing's gonna stop it. Shooting for the stars, aiming high. Shooting for the stars, aiming high.
Key change? A key change! Ah. I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
Up on this rocket, nothing's
Oh,
gonna
and that
stop
twinkle.
it. Shooting for the stars, aiming high. Shooting for the stars, aiming high. The universe is
Who is doing that? Who is doing that high part in the background? That doesn't... I'm gonna listen to it again.
shooting for the stars, aiming
And it's the control. We still have that stars. That's still that same riff. I'm not doing it right, but we still have that same riff. Oh my. I'm gonna lay a guess that it's either Justin or it's August themselves. I'm saying themselves because I can't remember if August's he or not. And I don't want to say it's he. I think it is. But just to make sure I'm being respectful. The reason I say so, and someone can correct me if they have done a line like distribution analysis, I feel like Justin has gotten the most parts in this song, which I'm very happy with. I love that these different songs on the album have had. It feels like different line distributions highlighting different members. But it feels like it. And if it is, I am very impressed. The control of that high note. I know I've been paused on this for like what, a minute now. But that really high. It is that is very high. I love that. I love that the way that they do that as well. Obviously, ready, aim, fire is kind of a usual like phrase that people are aware of, but just the way that it's ready, aim, fire, shoot, it's almost like a checklist for success. And it's got a beat to it that makes it feel like every beat will be hit. You don't kind of get uncertain, like ready, you know, and then pull back. It feels very bounce off every beat, and you know that the next one's coming. I love this. Love it. I love the red of his outfit, by the way it stands out. Oh, I love it. I love it. Hello, I love it. There's also, just kind of on the visual thing before I turn off the thing to talk about this, there's also almost like a selective coloring going on, almost. Not fully, because you've still got color in the trees. But it feels very much that they're intentionally keeping the oranges of, for instance, of his clothes, the orangey yellows of the highlights on the trees. There's meant to be like a warmth to this throughout. Yeah, I feel like there's such a level of just happiness and positivity of this song. I also wonder if because obviously, and again, people can correct me if I'm wrong, the line distribution, I feel like Justin got a lot of lines. I'd say personally, I heard him the most out of all of the members, and the fact that he's the one featured in the video, I feel like this is almost his song, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is, obviously, we had in 8-Ton Ball, we had Stel. In Quit, we had Ken. Obviously, they have an intent to feature a member in each of the lyric videos. And so it feels like in 8 Ball, for instance, you had the song written by Justin and Pablo. Um, and so it almost felt like Stell was featured as kind of the main visual of the only visual, but the main visual of that lyric video for a purpose. I don't know what that purpose is, um, but it feels like there was a purpose there. Equally in Quit, I say equally in Quit, we had the single member featured. Obviously, it was Ken. Um, Made sense because it was his um, song with Pablo, but it feels like it makes sense for him to be there as the main image of the lyric video. And so with this, it's got a similar kind of thing where someone else has written song in the same way as like Josh and Pablo wrote it, Stell was in the video. So we've got August writing it, producing it, etc. And then we've got Justin in the video. That same kind of parallel going on. Um, but I think it makes a lot of sense that it's Justin um, in this in this not music video, it's a lyric video, but in this lyric video, um, from his solos, Kai began not included, um, from his solo um, of of Surreal, it has similar vibes. Um, it makes sense that Justin would be well suited for this concept. It feels like his vibe, even when he was doing the ready, aim, shoot section. I know I missed a word there somewhere, but in that section, the playfulness that he had throughout the song in general, it was just him. It felt like him. Um, it's like if you told me that August hadn't written this song, I would have almost said like, "Oh, did Justin write it?" Because it feels in that same vein as Surreal. Um, Obviously, a little more electronic because Surreal was much more acoustic sounding, if that makes sense. But it feels like a similar vein to what he did with Surreal. And I'm talking about Surreal isolated, not um, Surreal as part of the um, storyline that he's running through his solos at the moment. Um, I liked this. Um, I really liked this. Visually stunning. Um, again, the effort that they put into lyric videos, they could easily, and I don't know if I can't remember if I said this in the last video, but they could have easily have done your very basic. Here's text on screen, fancy animation changing you, da da da, you know, but blank background, da da da. But they've taken the time, the effort to to take you to a place, a locale, a location, to film, to set up a crew, you know, all that. Um, and so I wouldn't be surprised if all of the locations that we've seen, both in 8-Ton Ball, Quit, and now this, if they don't all have thematic importance, sorry, my throat, thematic importance um, to the song, you know, for this, for instance, you could say like the sun is beaming in throughout the video, sun is a star, shooting for the stars, all that kind of thing. Um, the warmth of the sun, heat, positivity, light, the literal warmth of all of that. Um, you know, even like the shadows are quite muted, visually. You could say that was a thematic choice, you know, because again, it's that kind of thing I was saying earlier about everything could be going to crap around you, but you're fine. You know, you're living and you're moving, you're taking a step at a time. Um, I love that though. Um, but yeah, I translated this comment at the top here, but this person said, "Now I know why this is the track that was placed at the end. According to my track list, it's not at the end. It's the second to last. Anyway, um, but it's placed at the end to feel good and smile just after you get emotional and headbang. Um, and it does make a lot of sense. Again, I was talking in the last video about that importance of ebb and flow. You don't want to just have time into quit and pretend there's a third sad song. You know, you don't want that. You don't want to be in that lull. Because you imagine, for instance, let's pretend that the songs don't exist if they do, and you have "Damn" at the beginning, and we'll say, because I haven't heard Dungka yet, but we've heard "Shooting for the Stars," so we'll put "Shooting for the Stars" at the end. If you imagine going through time, so you start with "Damn," with this kind of anthemic sound and mood, and then you go whoosh, time. Time's just knocked you down emotionally. You're sad. You're feeling it, and then you get hit with quit. Good songs, but now you've got two in a row where you're like, my heart's hurting. And then let's pretend there's a third sad song, and then you go, you're hitting a wall now. You're almost, if that was the kind of the way, you'd almost feel as the audience, as the listener, a fatigue, a kind of like, well, this is, you know, I felt the sadness in the beginning, but now not bored necessarily, but you're kind of like, oh. So it makes sense across this album that we've gone from Damn to Time to 8 Ton Ball to Quit to Shooting for the Stars, and then I assume with Dungka we're gonna get a final, like almost like a little step up, just to end on a high note. Given what I've heard from you guys. But in that vein, we are going to switch to the music video for Dungka right now. So let's go. Oh, subtitles are on. Okay, we're good. Okay, first of all, that synth sound attacked me out of nowhere. You look good. Um, Great pause for me. Gonna turn you down a little bit because that was a jump scare. That happened very quick. Now I'm scared it's too low. Love the outfits. Wait, what is just... Sorry, I didn't realize this was gonna come back on the screen. What? What is... He looks adorable. I love the other outfits, but this is great. I love this. I feel like this is perfect. Like, you know, when you see those TikToks and it's like insert noun and then core, like da core. This is Justin core. I feel like I've aged myself. I've aged myself by saying that. Like, am I using that right? But I feel like this outfit is, is perfect. I'm noticing a lot of go away, which is interesting. Love the chanting. It's almost like we've come full circle from Damn. I'm very curious at the way this might be a tism thing, because again I am autistic, but the idea of him going from one food to another, and then another and another, that is such a foreign concept to me. I'm someone who groups foods together, and I will eat that group, and then I will move to another group, and then I will move to another group. Um, I know that's good, but that was very. I was like, oh, people. I forget people can just do that. Um, it's very interesting though. I thought that said delogging, but that said declogging. What is de? Oh, like toilets? Sorry, I thought I'm looking for things now. Doggo. Oh, I love seeing the Filipino culture, like on the streets. Oh. I don't know who that guy is, but I'm assuming we are meant to be afraid of him. Not Stel, just to be clear. Not Stel. um, oh, hello. Yeah, I'm assuming, not, I'm assuming. I love that whisper. Ooh. I'm loving this. So I'm assuming the guy is meant to be like maybe a landlord or something, or you know, that's like going like trying to get into his property to get rent or whatever or something like that. Maybe that hasn't been paid, but I like whatever he's representing. I love that he is almost this kind of person that that they're talking about. It's interesting lyrically. It almost sounds, and I know that you guys are going to explain to me a lot of things in the comments, because some of you have said like, we'll explain it to you, don't worry. But it feels to me almost like it's because you always have your detractors, your people that don't like what you do, and for the most part you can get away with not hearing them, right? But here, especially in the verse, Stell was talking about how they came into his space uninvited. They came into their space uninvited. And they were desperate for something. And so if you take it as a detractor kind of thing, it's that idea that that group of haters and stuff are that loud that it's not just like an avoidable like one or two people. It's gotten to a point where you now hear it, because like on social media you can like mute and you can limit who you see to a degree, and so it's gotten to that point where that this group of people, this person, as this person is representing, has now gotten into your purview despite all of this control you have. I'm not gonna lie, I missed the lyrics during Justin's part because I was trying to fix the volume, because I feel like the volume is all over the place. I got jump scared in the middle. I got jump scared in the beginning because it was quite loud, and then it softened, and then I was like, okay, now I need to lift it up, and now it's just. So I'm going to go back. Okay, I can go back to Justin, because that's where I started losing everything. I love that. Nice. So this person that's come into their space, they were ready for, is what I'm getting at. Like I guess you could argue like, oh, they've dealt with this before, so they've prepared in advance. I loved this little not there. I loved this this little I loved the stylized text, but I love the way that this is this little, not a line, but I'm gonna call it a line is delivered. Sorry, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. We're going back. I love it. There's an element of what is it? Of soul music almost, I feel like, in there. Just with the way that you had the main Justin and then that kind of lower tone harmony underneath it. I'm loving the beat. It's why I kind of got distracted the first time. I was just vibing. Ooh, that wasn't going where I thought that was going. The beat I thought was gonna keep going dum dum, kind of not but I thought it was gonna keep pulsating is the word I want to use, but it kind of pulled back, which I wasn't. There, instead of dum dum dum, it just kind of went dum dum, and I'm probably misrepresenting the rhythm, but that's the effect that it was. I love that. I don't understand what that was, but it made me laugh. I like it. I love that each of the members has like almost like their own space on this street, like their own home almost, for their, I'm gonna say, characterizations of themselves. Like they have their own clique and crew. That's a nice juxtaposition with the lady with the coat hanger and the whooping. Words are hard. I'm really sorry that I'm scratching my nose a lot. My allergies are really bad today. Is this basically they're going parental on like the haters? Are they suggesting that? Because I've just seen this lyric, if you don't behave. I'm now just imagining, because of this shot, that they're just gonna chase down their haters with coat hangers. And I'm not saying that they will, because I'm not saying that they would endorse violence, but there's something comical about that, with that being the scene before. Although I don't like it rowdy, so I don't know. I love this almost boss synth music in the background, like game boss. I like this choreo. Not the chicken banana. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. This music video is a masterpiece. I'm loving this so far. It's crazy. It's giving Tim Burton if you if you filled the frame with color and vibrance and then put it in a song. That's what it's feeling to me right now. And I don't know if that's just from Ken's facial expressions as he dances, or if that's just the vibe I've been getting throughout, but that's how I would describe this for now. Like that.
Sa kaliwa, mag-ingay tayong lahat para sa SB.
Yeah!
Saka na naman! Wag na yan!
Is this like a rap battle? Are we Wait, are we saying that this is like two street gangs? Or is it's either a rap battle or it's like a street gang thing or something. But, but the way I love the way that SB was like stylized as ESBI, I think it was. And they were like, this is SB. And then we got to this guy and they were like, never mind. Like even the adjudicator or whatever his role, this guy's role is in the middle of them is, even he hasn't got time for you.
Saka na naman! Wag na yan! Kaibigan! Pakinggan naman natin ngayon 1 minuto para sa SB!
Kasi dito basta-basta pusta di mo kaya, oy. Pakitik sa bunga puno ng iba nagdadapog ka. Lapok ka! Di na ba yan yasabot pa?
When others succeed, you get cranky. There are so many people that are in this world that are like that. If someone can explain what lapuk is, please and thank you, because I just noticed that. But there are so many people that when they can't do something or when they haven't been as successful as someone else at something that they're interested in, they kind of double down into this negative space of, and it's almost in my head. I've just got this image of this child like with their arms folded, because it's kind of childish at times, and they kind of go, well, I can't enjoy this because I wanted it, or meh, 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 you know, whatever it happens to be. And I love that that Josh here is playing fun at that, and then even here with the lyric, "That's all you got, dude. That's whack." It's kind of mean, but I'll allow it in the context. Saying like, you're coming here to kind of show what you've got and to prove. It's almost that person that's like, I can do it better than you. And then they come on stage and they're all talk. And then they come in and they're like, and you know, they're wailing at you. Despite them telling you like half an hour ago that they were the best singer since Whitney Houston or something. And so I love that we're poking fun at that. I love this bass. There's a slap bass in the background. Wait. That was savage. If I ain't to let it loose, you might go missing. Like, it's not just like, I will obliterate you. It's, you will not even be, they will not even find the body. You'll just be gone. There, you know, there's even a suggestion like, you might not have even existed ever. Also, I didn't realize that switched to Pablo, the whack line. Come through, Estelle. I should have said earlier, best singer since Stella Hero. He heard me in the song clearly and was like, let me just remind you. I love that riff. Oh, I love the bass there again. Oh, I get it now. So he cut the wires to shut him up, and so now that I'm a little. It's fine. I'm a little slow on the uptake today. I love so that they were coming together as a community to make more noise. I love that. To my neighbors, please don't get any ideas. Thank you. Please don't have heard that either. Anyway. fire starters. Love this. I love that that guy just can't do anything else. Get it? Before we carry on, I just have to say though, I felt like when we got this shot here, I felt like we were going to have a moment where he'd like have like a almost like a Pablo kind of moment. Obviously that's not how Pablo sounds, but I can't do that sound. So but I thought that we were gonna get something like that in like the song or something, and that they'd link it to him in this guy in the story of the music video. But then like everyone would just carry on. I'm interested. It's interesting that they didn't go that way, because it would have been almost like he's so insignificant. I don't know. I was just expecting that. Maybe it will happen. I don't know. Anyway. Love the bike reveal on Pablo. Okay, this explains a lot. I don't know this person, but I do know of this person. I have gotten many of their TikToks involving SB19 members. This makes sense as to why I seen. Okay. Also, I love that he's just joining them.
Ako si Stel!
Let me say I can see it still in the background, but he's already not impressed.
Ako si Stel! Kanta ka sa akin!
Oh, get it! I love that dress. This does actually feel like such a street song. I know I'm pausing and ruining the vibe, but this does feel like such like a street party song. I'm assuming that was Style. I love this shot. I was actually going to say, like, I'll go back. I was going to say, I'll go back to the shot when it came up earlier. I love how powerful this shot is with everyone that is represented on this kind of, I'm going to call it a stage, this kind of staging. And I love that the wires are on fire, suggesting that like kind of changing up the status quo, fighting for a place, especially with the earlier like, oh, I cut your power. How you thought, I thought you were shut up kind of thing. I love the representation we've got here. That's amazing. I love the way that this has evolved just over the song. And I love the idea that they're taking people with them. The group is taking people with them. And obviously they're a great ambassador for the Philippines and Filipino culture. But I love that they're literally saying we're taking everyone. We're not just taking the people like the people that some people might just want to take. Like, oh, we'll just take you and take you. It's no, we're taking everyone that is a part of our culture, everyone that is a part of our Filipino kind of family. With us, we're uplifting those people in our culture and our country, that maybe are marginalized, or maybe are in some sense. And again, I don't know the Filipino social culture very well, but you know, that maybe are marginalized in the social culture. I love this. This is great. Obviously, we've got 51 seconds left. And so I don't know what's going to happen after this, but I think just this song is the perfect way to end this album. And I think the point of Simula Wakas, it also would be a perfect way to start this album, which I think is the point. Oh my god, are we getting bloopers? I love bloopers. And again, I love that synth texture. I just want to say this looks so fun to film. I love it.
Like a water bee?
Didn't catch that?
Like a water bee?
Okay, I'm gonna need you to tell me what they said, because in my ignorance, I don't know what they said. I just want to go back to no, not this. Sorry, it's just after this. I think it's just after this. What's actually just before this, rather. Hello, sorry, don't mind me. I'm just trying to get to the scene before this. Seeing this shot in itself in the music video, of him standing alongside this person, in itself is so inspiring and so powerful. As I said, the message through this is we're taking everyone with us. Whether you want only some of those people or you don't want other people, we're taking everyone regardless. And it's just such a powerful image that they're so inclusive and they're so progressive in that, because there would be groups just generally that might have kind of a similar level of success in their own kind of way, that might be so afraid of losing that success that they wouldn't do something like this. And to me, it's like, it's a basic respect. It's a basic thing. And I'm assuming to SB19, they feel the same. Obviously, in Stell's music video, we had, I think they were non-binary, a non-binary character. And I can't remember if the other person was a drag queen or trans or something. I can't remember. Please forgive me for that. I mean, no disrespect. I just can't remember visually in my head, and so I can't remember. And so, you know, as I said, another group might be like, "Oh, we don't want to risk rocking the boat," because some people will see this and be like, "Oh my god, why are they doing this?" but SB19 are so confident and this is in their DNA, their respect for everyone. Um, that they're like, no, this this is um, a part of who we are, and of course we're going to uplift those in that way. Um, they're our friends, our neighbors, everything like that. I love
Take a water, B.
I'm assuming his mom is there. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know what was going on there. Oh, that was great. Just make sure there's nothing else. No, okay. Oh, you guys, I loved that. I loved that. As I said, that was the perfect way to end the EP, and equally, it could have been a way of starting the EP. Wow, we have reached the end of this EP. By the way, I did it in this order because, and if I'm wrong with this order, I apologize. But this is the order I have in Apple Music. So when I chose like the order I was reacting to him, I based it on the order in Apple Music. I I loved this. I loved because I think what I loved the most about this, I like the song. The song's instantly an earworm in my head. But I think from just the storytelling and the visual, it's such a clever way of saying there's always one. There's always one person that ruins it. There's always one, or that tries to ruin it. There's always that one Debbie Downer, that one bleh person almost that just brings down the mood. Um, I don't know who the actor was that played that person, but they did a great job. But I think we all know someone who is like that character. Um, um, and so I loved because what I said midway through, I was like, oh, I expected like there to be like an moment where he just got ignored. But I think the fact that there wasn't made that even more poignant because it's like he didn't even bother to make a fuss because he realized it was futile. Um, that was equal parts empowering, inspiring, and funny. Um, and not in like a I'm laughing at you way, but like I'm laughing with you. Like from the comical text, styling, the 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 way things were filmed and shot. There were so many just things that just made me giggle. Um, that because that content creator that because the videos I've seen is when like he's stitched like Stell doing something and then he takes over and then he's like, oh, where did my da-da-da, or where did this go, or and it was I found him very funny. um uh, I'm not gonna lie, at some points I even forgot that I was listening to a song because I was just so embedded in the music and um in the story of the video that I was just kind of just letting it flow there. Um, um, yeah, I love it. Um, yeah. Um, I I don't think I understood everything. Um, but I think I understood like the real important points. So if anyone would like to in the comments, just fill me in on everything. Um, and stuff like that, which I know a lot of you said that you would. That would be great. Um, that was such a vibe. When I first heard that in the beginning, that synth sound, that game, I called it a game, like almost a game music, boss music kind of sound. Um, it did almost make me feel like I was in like a TV show showdown or something, you know, with a big enemy, or like a game with a big enemy. Um, and again, even that, like with Damn, you had the kind of the different, like almost game characters, the support character, the da 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 da. Um, so it's almost that kind of, you could switch the two songs around again, proving the point of the EP. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed that. Um, honestly, that's actually put me in like a really good mood. Like, um, I'll be honest, I haven't slept yet. At the time I'm recording this, I haven't slept. And before I started reacting, um, I don't know if you could tell, but my energy was really kind of lowering, but I knew I wanted to record. And both Shooting for the Stars and this, but especially this, has just kind of almost given me like a second burst of energy. Um, it's almost like a caffeine boost in music form. Um, I loved it. Um, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments um, below. Thank you for watching this reaction with me. This reaction. Thank you for watching this, watching me react with me. I don't know. Words are hard. Um, maybe that caffeine boost just ran out. um, but no, thank you for watching my reaction. Um, what a great album, man. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone. Bye.